What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Man, I've been running around like a crazy man. I've seen my man Clarence dropped off the tables from last weekend. I'm still getting rid of stuff from that tailgate last weekend. I picked up the big sub because the big sub is undefeated with the Dallas Cowboys. Every week we have done a big sub, and tomorrow's going to be chopped cheese. Chopped cheese tomorrow. And hopefully we get a victory. I got my chicken wings, okay? I got 40 pounds of chicken wings. We're not cooking all 40 pounds tomorrow, just about 10 pounds. But we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so last week we played the Washington football team, as you guys may remember. We got the victory. Washington then turned around and ended up having more COVID cases than you could shake a stick at. I believe they were up to 20, 21 players, to the point where they had so many COVID cases that they literally had to move the game from 1 o'clock tomorrow to 7 o'clock Tuesday night. They weren't the only ones. We know the Browns have had a lot of cases. The Rams have had a lot of cases, so they moved 3 of the games. In which case, Philly 500 is mad as hell because he's like, that's an advantage for Washington, and so on. But be that as it may. I kept thinking, how did we get out of playing that game? We finished that game 4:30 on Sunday, and the next day you got all these cases in Washington. I was just like, is there a way that we can escape that? And, usually the way they have vaccinated players, they say 4 days of contact or whatever. If you haven't had the symptoms, you're probably not going to get it. So we don't know if these 2 cases are related to what happened in Washington. But now, Tristan Hill and Osa and Digazua, I hope I said it, Osa and Digazua, I'm a name butcher, I suck when it comes to name, have both been placed on the COVID list and will be out for tomorrow. Let's hope that that's the only 2. On the flip side of this, the Cowboys have had so many cases of COVID. We've had so many guys from like Randy Gregory to start the season, Mari Cooper and, Blake Jarwin and stuff, that we've had so many players that have had COVID. If then in fact you do get an immunity built up, the Cowboys may be in a better position come playoff time to actually deal with COVID versus some of the other teams that are just beginning to get that. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a homer and hoping for too much, but the NFL has got to get a grasp on trying to stop this, or slow it down, or prevent it. The things that they were doing before, it's warm outside. Now the weather's getting cold. People are indoors and so on, and people. And I'll be the first one to admit that I've been very careful throughout the pandemic of trying to make sure that I wear a mask. Some people are going to say you're crazy wearing the face diaper, but I've been very careful about, when I go to the store, I wear a mask, and things. I've been careful about having my get-togethers being outside, The patio heaters are supposed to be infrared. That's supposed to kill, bacteria and stuff. That I've been very, very careful, cautious of trying to minimize the chances of getting it. That was until this past weekend. I'll be the first one to admit that a lot of times I wasn't wearing my mask like I should, and here it was. We got a big crowd of people. It was at least outdoors, but it only takes one time to be around somebody who's breathing in you, and you're breathing in what they're putting out, and then you've got it, and then you're passing it on to others. So I personally am going to make sure that I'm more diligent, as I'm sure that the NFL is going to be as well. The NFL originally had all these different rules and protocols and things like that they were putting in place, and it seems like the NFL like the rest of us, have gotten a little bit lax. And when you got laxed, COVID can start rearing its head. All right, y'all. I'm going to get back to the house. I've got work to do in the workshop. I see a couple more people want Joe Barty's, and I'll send you an email back with the invoice on them. A bunch of other people I've sent invoices on. Make sure you send that back, because I'm not going to make him until I get the invoice back on him. And it'll be first come, first serve on the racks, on making sure that they're racks and Joe Barty's, make sure they're there for Christmas. You can see the wood out the window here. That's enough for another 15 Joe Barty's. So I'm going to get cutting on those. And I may do, depending on if I finish or not, I may do a live stream reaction show from the workshop, watching the game while I'm in the workshop working on the stuff, because the work doesn't end. All right, peace.